Vengeance.
Captain's log. We are arriving at the last known position of the USS Republic, which reported that it was under attack 12 hours ago.
Captain, the ship's sensors have picked up what appears to be a starship. Minimal life support, minimal engine power, and only 2 life forms, one on the bridge, the other in sickbay. Both appear to be gravely injured. It is the Republic.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the con.
I am preparing an information packet for Starfleet. Shall I send it or wait for you to return?
Send it now. If a hostile ship arrives, head immediately for Starbase 24.
So this is the last episode of this game, and it's kind of come first full circle as the US Republic, or the USS Republic, is the ship that we had a mock battle with in the first episode.
Wait until we get back. No sense giving Starfleet incomplete information. If anyone else arrives, beam us aboard and raise shields immediately. Send it now. If a hostile ship arrives, head immediately for Starbase 24.
My God, Jim, what kind of butcher would do something like this?
I don't know, Bones. We're too far from the Klingon and Romulan borders for it to be one of their ships.
Enterprise to Captain Kirk.
Kirk here. What is it, Scotty?
We picked up a distress signal. It appears a trading vessel is having a wee bit of trouble with their warp drive. What condition is the Republic in?
It's a mess, Scotty. Life support's functioning, but that's about it.
I've done a primary scan of the Republic's systems. Main and auxiliary power is out. Life support is stable. I also read that communications are operable.
Should we beam you back, Captain?
Do the sensors read any other ships in the sector?
Besides the trade vessel, this sector is clear, sir.
Mr. Scott, we will continue here. Assist the trade ship and return here. If we need assistance, we'll contact you.
You sure you'll be all right, Captain?
Yes, Scotty, just don't take too long. Kirk out. Well, gentlemen, let's see if we can re-establish power.
Jim, don't forget, there's another survivor on board. We've got to find him.
Oh dear, this is looking very messy.
Dr. Leonard McCoy, you have rarely seen him as shaken as he is now. Captain James T. Kirk, this is not one of the best days of his life. Ensign Keege, who wishes that Lieutenant Stackpole had drawn this assignment. Mr. Spock awaiting orders.
Yeah, this isn't exactly a good day for Kirk, and I've got a feeling it's not going to get much better.
The view screen is not functioning. This man is dead. This person is dead. This person is dead. Here is the body of Captain Patterson of the Republic. He didn't die without a fight. Main computer banks. They appear to have been damaged. This is the captain's chair where the captain's log is stored. Main computer banks. They appear to have been damaged.
What kind of a butcher would do this sort of thing?
Dick Patterson and I weren't exactly friends, but this...
I feel sick.
I recommend checking as many of the logs and sensor records as possible.
Good idea. That's exactly what we're going to do.
Tricorder readings indicate that the ship is running on minimal battery power. Only life support and essential systems are currently running. Captain, records indicate that this ship was attacked by a Constitution-class starship.
Any idea of which one it was?
I am reading the record of the transponder signal, NCC 1701. It's the Enterprise, Captain.
Someone must have tampered with the computer records.
May I remind you, Doctor, that the main computer of a Constitution-class starship has safeguards against such an intrusion. Furthermore, I do not see any discrepancies in any of the files that I am able to access. This is a standard tritanium-duranium support beam. Tricorder readings indicate that although it has experienced enough tensile stress to push it from one side of its mooring, it has not elastically deformed beyond its ability to support a compressive load.
Thanks for the dissertation, Spock.
My tricorder has picked up the final entry of the Republic.
We're under attack. Our sensors are inoperative. We're trying to get shields up. Our rear deflector's down. It appears our enemy is a Constitution-class starship. We've tried to defend ourselves. We've hailed them, but no response.
That's all there is, Captain.
Dick Patterson was never one for making long speeches.
There are no more computer entries accessible from this station.
They're dead, Jim. All of them. We're too late. This man must have died just a few moments ago.
Can you bring him back?
Punctured lung, nerve damage, brain damage, fractured arm and ribs. It's a miracle he lasted as long as he did. He's not coming back, Jim.
I guess that means we're down to one survivor now.
A common tritanium duranium support beam which has snapped away from the hull.
Okay, we will be returning here. But for now, let's explore the ship. Yes, this ship took quite a beating. Practically most of it is, well, radiated and destroyed. There's a few areas we can access at the moment. I believe we can access auxiliary control and sickbay, but
This turbo lift cannot reach that area of the ship.
yes, we have to access these ones from a second turbo lift. But we'll get there soon. First, let's explore the auxiliary control.
Irritated by the emotions of the humans that are accompanying him, Spock does his best to keep his mind on the problems at hand. Captain Kirk hopes that he will never see the day when the Enterprise is this badly battered. Keege wishes that everyone would stop fidgeting. It's making him nervous. Leonard McCoy wishes he were back on the Enterprise. Yet another crewman of the Republic whose life was unfairly abbreviated. This is the maintenance panel for the auxiliary control room door. This door leads to auxiliary control.
The vent is far too small for any one of us to fit through. It is also blocked 0.3 meters inside the duct.
A molecular saw, the 23rd century equivalent of a hacksaw.
Readings of the door indicate a jam in the gear mechanism. Tricorder indicates that the panel is currently sealed by Federation's standard molecular bonding cement. This is a molecular saw, Captain. It is used for precision cutting. My tricorder reads that the power cells are fully charged. The Starfleet engineers did their work well, Captain. A surprising amount of the ship is intact.
Too bad you can't say the same for the crew.
I wonder if anything will be working in auxiliary control.
I'm not in a talking mood right now, sir.
I'd like to meet the people responsible for this and give them a piece of my mind.
You'll get your chance, Bones, I promise.
You retrieve the molecular saw.
Okay, let's head back to I was about to say ops, but I'm in the bridge.
The molecular saw easily cuts through the beam, separating it from the hull. You pick up the beam. It's a little heavy, but you manage it. The crewman's death was pointless, just like too many deaths in human history. There is a twisted mess of wire and metal falling from the gaping hole in the ceiling. It is blocking access to Turbolift 2. This door leads to sickbay. Spock says nothing, but this tragedy stirs something in his Vulcan soul. Kirk is increasingly distressed by what he has seen. McCoy examines his tricorder, knowing that his hopes are not going to be fulfilled. Keege struggles with emotions he never knew he had.
They're dead, Jim. All of them.
I think that's going to be a response that we get to everyone from now on.
The debris is highly unstable, Captain. I recommend we try to find a support of some kind to secure the ceiling.
Before we do that, let's check sickbay.
I can't believe it. That's Brittany Murata. I knew her from my academy days. We studied alien history together.
At least she's still alive, although just barely.
Yet another crewman of the Republic whose life was unfairly abbreviated. This is the Republic's sickbay. Fortunately, power is still functioning here. You look but see nothing of note. This monitor has recorded the death of a patient.
Life support must have gone down during the fight. Most of the people died from shock before the backup systems came online.
You always hope the instruments are wrong, that you'll find someone alive.
I believe nothing needs to be said, Captain.
Captain, did I ever mention how much I hate hospitals?
She's in no condition to talk right now.
Okay, let's try and save her.
She's suffering from severe trauma and internal bleeding. I'll see what I can do.
Do what you can, Bones. I need to find out what happened here.
She's in bad shape, Jim. I've tried to stabilize her, but it doesn't look good.
No! You won't get us!
Murata, what happened?
They said it was the Enterprise. They had visual confirmation.
What about the Enterprise?
You killed us, Jim. We were friends for you. I trusted you.
It wasn't the Enterprise, Murata.
There's nothing more I can do. There's nothing more I can do for her, Jim.
I'm guessing she's dead?
The medical scanner has registered the death of Brittany Murata.
Okay, so that is every single crew member who has died. That's very unfortunate. I believe in the floppy disk version, you actually save her life, and it basically cuts the mission short compared to this one, and you go off to the end sequence. But with the CD-ROM version, it's definitely extended. I mean, the mission. But unfortunately, she dies in this version.
Nothing to report, Captain.
This medical drill fires a microscopic phaser beam. This is an empty hypodermic injector.
I'm sure we will need these.
You pick up the empty hypodermic injector. You retrieve the medical drill.
Well, gentlemen, let's see if we can re-establish power.
Wait a second.
This is a length of heavy-duty insulated power cable. This is a length of heavy-duty... This is a length of heavy...
Okay.
You have taken the cable.
Let's try and clear this out.
Captain, the support beam for the ceiling is damaged here. There will be no way to safely clear out the debris without a replacement.
This is where I got stuck on my first ever playthrough of this game many years ago, as I couldn't get past this stage. But the solution is quite easy.
The ceiling appears stable. We should now be able to use Turbolift 2, Captain.
This door leads to Turbolift 2.
Nothing to report, Captain.
Okay. So now we have access to engineering, the transport room and weapons bay.
Captain, I'm picking up a functioning energy source in the immediate vicinity.
This door leads to main engineering. A resolute Mr. Spock. A sad but determined James T. Kirk. Ensign Keege, learning that Starfleet isn't always very pleasant.
Especially not for red shirts.
Dr. McCoy avoids the glances of his crewmates. A look of terror is still etched on the face of this crewman. These ladders are used when turbolifts are unavailable. Unfortunately, it is blocked by debris and a small smoldering fire. A rather large pile of debris.
This corridor seems to have been particularly damaged. There have been hull breaches on the deck below.
I will monitor the situation, Mr. Spock. I can use the distraction.
We must complete our mission, gentlemen.
Is there a question, Captain?
I can't say that I'm very talkative right now.
I'm picking up a high-energy power source somewhere under the debris. I recommend caution, Captain. Nothing to report, Captain. Nothing to report, Captain.
Oh my God, Jim, is that what I think it is?
Yes, Doctor. It is a portable fusion power pack.
A few centimeters lower with that phaser and half this section would be history, not to mention us.
Actually, Doctor, 3.2 centimeters. And based on our proximity to the explosion and the angle of the beam.
Thank you, Spock. I think we get the point.
A standard portable fusion power pack. It is fully functional, Captain.
This is the most powerful portable energy storage device ever developed by man. It is used to provide temporary power to small systems when main or auxiliary power is unavailable.
And it just happens to be conveniently sat right there.
You pick up the portable fusion power pack. These are the impulse engines for the Republic. This port is used to connect emergency power from the impulse engines to other systems if dedicated lines are damaged. These are the controls to the Republic's impulse engines. This is a standard storage closet. Kirk wonders if the landing party has overlooked anything. Spock glances at his tricorder, making certain the superstructure of the Republic is stable. McCoy wonders when it will be his turn to die in the line of duty. Keege fidgets nervously.
I think McCoy's got a few years left of him yet.
There has been a .0003 degradation in hull integrity in the last hour. There should be no danger, Captain.
This reminds me of a poem I read when I was a child. I am Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair.
You have good reason to despair here, Jim. Remind me to compliment Mr. Scott on the efficiency of his engineering section.
Given that Mr. Scott has received a Starfleet citation on 5 occasions for efficiency, I do not see the logic in your suggestion, Doctor.
Tragic, Captain. This is one of the greatest disasters in Starfleet history.
The impulse engines are intact, Captain. We could use the fusion reactors from the impulse engines to restore power, but the lines have been severed to the power regulator.
Can we reroute the power lines?
We should be able to, Captain, if we can find a suitable supply of power cable. We will need to route the power through a junction box so we can set an impedance level. A direct connection to the regulator would cause an overload. This is an engineering circuit junction box. It is used for temporary rerouting of power. Without using one of these devices set to the proper impedance, an overload can occur. Nothing to report, Captain. Nothing to report, Captain. Nothing to report.
Okay.
The closet opens, revealing a library of engineering technical journals.
And something else from the looks of it.
This is a canister of high-grade multipurpose oil, very useful for lubricating machinery. This is a library of engineering technical journals.
These journals may prove useful in our attempt to re-establish power. A functioning computer terminal will allow us to examine them.
You take the engineering technical journals. The oil canister is bolted to the hull and can't be taken.
Luckily, we have something that we can use to transport some of the oil.
The hypo is now filled with multipurpose oil.
We're not done exploring yet. There's still 2 more rooms.
Turbolift access is blocked by an extremely high radiation level.
Oh, yes. Okay, 1 more room to explore.
A large piece of equipment has fallen through the ceiling. The area looks extremely unstable. Fortunately, the entry to the transporter room is near.
That doesn't look very comfortable.
This man is dead.
Yeah, I'm not exactly surprised.
This is a length of heavy-duty insulated power cable. This door leads to the transporter room. Mr. Spock. James T. Kirk.
Okay.
Ensign Keege. Leonard McCoy.
Thank you for clarifying that.
I'd like to meet the people responsible for this and give them a piece of my mind.
It does get better than this, doesn't it, Captain?
I haven't seen anything this bad since I was aboard the Farragut. And this vampire cloud...
I do not see the need for conversation, Captain. Humans have an irrational enjoyment of endless discourse.
You pick up a length of cable. This is the transporter chamber. The pads do not seem to be damaged. These are the power conduits for the transporter system. The transporter room appears to have escaped serious damage. These controls set the coordinates for the transporter. These sliders activate the transporter systems. Kirk is extremely worried. A resolute Mr. Spock. Dr. McCoy avoids the glances of his crewmates. Keege is eager to perform his duties.
I have a bad feeling about this place.
Oh, great. My favorite place in the ship. Wouldn't you know it would be in the best shape?
The transporter pads seem intact, Captain.
This room's in pretty good condition compared to the rest of the ship.
Surprisingly, the transporter controls have escaped damage. Surprisingly, the transport... Nothing to report, Captain.
Okay. I guess we should let Spock take a look at this.
The impulse engines are not generating any power for this system.
Okay. I guess we should get the impulse engines back on then. Let's head back to engineering.
You connect a length of cable between the impulse engine and the junction box. You connect a length of cable between the regulator circuits and the junction box.
Please select an impedance.
Spock?
Captain, the wrong setting on this particular device may cause the fusion reactors to melt down. We will have to do some research to determine the correct setting.
Oh, okay. I guess we should probably try and gain access to the auxiliary control.